Hi, everybody. I don't even know where you're at right now, but nevertheless, welcome to the Doomsday Roundtable. This is our third meeting. Today, we're going to talk about the sequence of events within the first 3 days after a worst-case scenario CME EMP power killing type deal. We have with us today, obviously me, our military guy. We have Miller, aka Chris. We have Flynn, aka Corey. We have Patrick, our notebook man, and Mikey. I wanted to kind of touch off on something first.
Mikey, who's also Max.
Yeah, who's also Max. I'm sorry, I forgot your Max. I wanted to touch off on something. This is where I throw everybody off for a second. Something that came out just the other day. There's a report that was put out from the President's National Infrastructure Advisory Council. I don't know if you're into this kind of thing, if you're paying attention, you've probably already heard about it. But it's all about surviving a catastrophic power outage as a country. Now, the reason that it was put out is because this is a true threat. And the bottom line is we're not prepared. The government is saying that people should be ready for up to 14 days or up to 6 months, no less than 14 days, up to 6 months with no power, no transportation. So if you don't have a plan, if you don't got it figured out, you might want to sit down sometime soon and figure that out. Because it's a very real and possible scenario, almost too real at this point, where an EMP is more than likely to strike than that CME that could come get us. So I kind of wanted to just touch base with that real quick. Just to put it out there. Now, once it does hit, day one, what do you think?
Depends what it is.
Okay, let's go with the EMP because that is so possible. Yeah. It's past plausible at this point. It's almost probable. So let's go there.
All right, day one on EMP.
EMP, day one.
I think it all relies on what their people's past experiences. If they've listened to groups like ours, they've listened to friends or relatives who say, hey, this could happen, and they have an idea of what maybe they're looking at. Because like my parents would sit still in the dark because they, this is totally outside their realm. They couldn't spell EMP if they had to. They would just be lost. Whereas others would recognize what's happening fairly quickly and start to motivate, I think.
Sure. I agree that most people would probably, you have the mix. You have the first day, I don't believe it's true. And the first day of, I totally believe it's true.
Well, I mean, isn't one of the first things you have to think about is nobody knows what's happened yet. I mean, sure, all the power goes out, but they don't know what it is. And there's really no way, there's no way that most people are going to get that information right away.
Yeah, for the first couple of days, everyone's just going to be like, oh, power's just out, power's not going to get it fixed. They have no real communication with the outside world at that point.
I would agree with that, with the exception of one thing. An EMP is going to take out more than just your power. So your cell phone's not going to work.
Right.
Your car is going to come drifting to a stop.
Right. Probably.
Side note with the car. So, found out some research where they were testing EMP effects on vehicles. There's a real good chance that should your car come drifting to a stop, take the battery cables off. Get out, take the battery cables off. Wait for about 10 minutes. See if your computer resets itself, because it might. Pop those bad boys back on there and pray that you have one that will reset itself. So there is that little tidbit of yay, good news.
Take it.
Right, but you're still not gonna be able to pump gas, so don't sit there and idle. Right.
So when you get caught, in the rush hour traffic and you're stuck on 95.
Right, 95, 66.
Car off.
My personal health, 64.
Yeah. That's another good one.
So okay, it's the first day. And we're gonna say that they did the worst case which was to stop everybody at rush hour. So your kids are in school. You don't have kids, but your kids are in school, and you are in traffic. What do you think? What are you doing? What do you think other people are doing?
I think most people are just sitting by their car, wondering what's next, and kind of like trying to talk in small groups about what this could be, and trying to get some sort of form of information. And I think if they're on the highway in such a place that they might be able to, say, look over the edge and see some sort of buildings or something that they could get to, somebody may decide to, climb down there and go see what's going on. But I think most people would sit there for a number of hours just waiting, because that's what we've been tuned to do every single day. I think we've all personally spent a short lifetime on 95.
Yes.
Yeah, more than
A gross amount of my lifetime on 95.
The gross amount, more accurate.
Yeah.
Spent other people's lifetimes.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, why did I get this bill from Corey about? I had to give him some of my lifetime. It was crazy. He's like 95 payment needed. Wow.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Everybody's traffic has come to a stop. What are you doing?
I'm mad because I didn't bring the toilet paper
Right?
because it's a long time.
We're going off of exactly where would someone be, I guess would be a different point.
Okay, so let's just say, you're in traffic.
Traffic, and then all of a sudden all the cars is,
Right.
and all of a sudden it gets real quiet. Nobody's radios are playing. I don't have to hear the annoying guy next to me with a loud bass.
That guy's face shut off.
I'm gonna be really
Thank
relieved,
goodness.
but then I'm gonna push on the gas a little bit, and it's gonna be like, well, I'm not going anywhere. Oh shit, mine's off too. So I'll probably end up getting out of the vehicle, start checking things, noticing that all the other vehicles are dead.
Right.
Why?
It's gonna be probably quiet for like the first.
Well, I mean,
I'm
now.
gonna listen because I want to hear if I hear a boom. Because I'm thinking next thing you know, it's gonna come a blast of a nuke or something. That's typically what happens from history standpoint. Once I don't hear a boom, I'm not fried into an oblivion. Then now you told me about the car battery thing. The first thing I'm doing is pop the trunk and undo the battery.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people would do that. They would check their cars, they would do that. But it wouldn't be absolutely positively completely dead. Motorcycles would still be running.
It depends. A lot of them have the computer components too.
Mine out there won't. That one's like all computer.
Really?
Yeah.
So dirt bikes would run. Some small things might run. So I think what would really be baffling to some people is, why is that machine running and mine isn't? If they just occasionally see something.
That's true. You're sitting there and you're mad at Tesla. You're like,
Yeah.
why doesn't this start back up? But he just,
Elon Musk.
yeah, he just drove away in that old ass Dodge.
Yeah.
And
Maybe the one guy like 1968. Supercharged, and he's just cruising on. He's like honking because people are like,
Well, happy turn.
he's got his tinfoil. Hey, don't.
He's cruising by in a VW bus that looks like Scooby-Doo with all the weed smoke.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what? Don't knock a tinfoil hat till you wear one, okay? I'm just kidding. Okay, so the government would try to enforce martial law probably as quickly as possible, right? Because they know exactly what happened.
They would know quickly, but getting the word out to do something about it. I mean, even if they decided to say guard DC, I think one of the first things the military would try to do is get control of the bridges over the river. But it would take even the military quite some time to get up to the bridges to say just to control population going over the river.
Absolutely. I mean, we have places that people. We always have some of our military here, but isn't it the case that our people can't necessarily enact themselves on our land unless they're National Guard?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. So I guess yes, because they would be able to do it because it was a catastrophic event. So they're aid.
Yes.
Right. So we have a number of people that are here. Now, if they only attack if it was an attack, and they only attack the United States, and all of our troops abroad still have what they need to come back.
Right.
Now, do you think that those orders would be made? Or do you think that even the government would delay?
Well, I think that one thing we got to know here is that there are such things as like special purpose MAGTAS, Marine Underground Task Force plans. In the event that an EMP were to happen, I can't confirm or deny whether we have a plan for that, but I'm pretty positive the government does have a plan for that. They'd be able to react. The problem being with the National Guard, being a lot of them are in reserve status, they're not coming in to base. They physically, some of them just can't, and the other ones are more concerned about their own families.
Sure.
Right. So
And you can't blame them for that.
exactly. So you can expect that the vast majority of the reserves to be useless at first because they're not going to hit that. The ones that are active, however, are going to be a little different. That's where you probably start seeing the active duty military, all the other branches aside from the Army's National Guard. You probably see the other ones as well working with it. The trick here is that you're not going to get anything up in the sky that isn't EMP proof. You're not going to get anything on the road that isn't EMP proof. So they're going to be limited in their vehicles, their weapons, and their radios. You're really in radios. They're going to be limited on a lot of things. So yeah, you'll see them start to react almost immediately, but it's going to be a very slow reaction in the grand scheme of things. You're not going to see it, all playing real fast as if they had all the power
Sure.
to do it.
Sure. And it would be all uphill.
Yeah.
Because people would resist that, I think.
I think they would be very curious of what the heck is going on, and they would be looking for a savior at first.
Yeah.
And they would also then quickly realize, is this group of armed men here to help or here to harm? I guess it just depends on what your needs and expectations are.
It's going to depend on the paranoia, really, factor of it. And if you look at something like, going back to what we talked before, I mentioned Hurricane Katrina, when the reserves went down there to help, by the way, even active duty members also were assigned down there to help. People at first were very happy to see them. The looters weren't.
Sure.
And you can expect if it's something that's nationwide, there's going to be a lot of looting. It's not just secular in one city. There's going to be a lot of looting. There's going to be a lot of people who don't want the government involved. There's going to be a lot of people who, they're going to take pot shots at the National Guard. They're going to take pot shots at military personnel because that's the military personnel at that point is damaging their moneymaker, and at that point businesses are doing for them.
So I guess what we're saying is the first day is going to be very confusing. Some people will be kind of lost, looking for help.
I think most people, yeah.
Most people.
Yeah.
And then you have those people who are completely prepared, or as close as you can be, that are going to say, okay, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't think you see a whole lot of violence on the first day.
No.
I mean, you might see some looting because the doors on the stores, they have to shut, don't they? Unless you have a mom and pop place that still has a cha-ching register. Yeah. And then they're only going to take the cash.
At first, they maybe will I'll give you food for that diamond ring, or
right.
What do you got on you that we're willing to trade for?
Right.
That Rolex watch might buy yourself, something.
A burger.
All right.
I think the monetary value of things is going to change completely. What do you do with the Rolex watch?
Well, at the
first day,
first day you don't know.
At first, it's like, well, that looks gold. When all this settles out, that ring or that watch may be worth something. Right now, it's not worth a whole lot, but they're willing to take a bet, I think, on trading for some certain things. And
that weed probably go pretty far.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
The Scooby-Doo bus.
The Scooby-Doo bus might be making some bad business. Okay. So, but we don't think that martial law would be successful, at least not within that first 24 hours.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
They've been trying to enact it, but nothing's going to be able to happen.
Yeah.
They won't have the infrastructure in place to make it actually happen.
Yeah.
You won't get the martial law really to take any sort of effect. You probably won't see them until day 3.
Maybe.
That's a maybe.
Right, because they might be.
Because they have to work their way in. They have to work their way out from in. So they're going to have to build stabilization throughout everything else, and with no real form of communication or data.
Yeah, it would
vehicles.
it would take time for them to organize and to establish, okay, this is base central, you go here, and this is how we check in, you go there, and this is how we check in. It would take them a significant amount of time to get their stuff wired straight.
And also on top of that, you have all these cars dead on the road. I mean, let's say it happened during rush hour, and you have all these cars dead on the road. They're going to have to use either the emergency ramps in 95, assuming people have to push their cars off, which they have, or they're going to have to, or they just have to run over cars. I mean, that's to get to point A, point B, and everyone can do it, but it's going to have to go over nothing but a field, a sea of cars. Take River Road for example. A road that's 2 lanes, one way, one the other. They can't go around, so they just have to go over.
Yeah,
That's also going to piss off a lot of people because they just watch their
Alex here says that she was thinking of concrete or underground garages. What do you guys think they would be impacted by an EMP?
and that would be kind of a crapshoot.
Agreed.
I mean, yes, it would help, but there's no guarantee in that.
Right. Well, I mean, the garage itself depends. It really truly would depend on the type of gate it has, because you'll just bust through a lift gate if you had to. There's a real good chance that concrete may protect the vehicles in there.
I would imagine death would have a lot to do with it too.
Right.
Yes.
But if that EMP is big and bad enough to take out all the United States, and really it doesn't have to be big, but it's got to be high enough to take out all the United States. It's probably going to take out part of Canada, part of Mexico. Then that probably it's iffy because of the way it comes down. Maybe the underground garage has a chance.
Couldn't hurt.
It definitely could not hurt. If it is what they call they call it like a lightning strike, where they can actually send an EMP to come and just nail one particular section. Those tend to be stronger because it's going to a localized area. At which point, I don't think that garage makes a bit of difference. You know what I mean? Because it's like you almost have danger of some type of radiation nuclear fallout.
There's a guy online who's an expert on Faraday cages, Dr. Arthur Bradley, disasterprepper.com. He talks on length at what good Faraday cages, if they work, why they work and why they don't work, and things of that sort. And it's the better the cage, the closer you are. There's so many different variables that seem to play into it. This could be a lot of different things.
Sure. But if you're out in your regular garage, your regular household garage is not going to protect you.
Yeah. No.
So, yeah, that's a good question. So, I mean, if you have the opportunity, I also read when I saw that about the testing that they did on the vehicles. So let's say that you are one of those people. This is where you luck out, because say you've got a short in your vehicle, and so you're parked, and you're that guy who doesn't want your battery to die. So every day you park, you pop the battery cables off, right? And every day you go back out and you put the battery cables back on and start your vehicle. There's a good chance yours is going to start.
Yours might just work.
Yeah. So if you're that guy, when everybody was laughing at you because you're like,
tinfoil hat.
right? And then you're the guy driving away. They're like, damn, I should have got a hat. You know? But, they're like, oh, why don't you just get that fixed? Yeah. Because, I mean, I know I've driven that vehicle before where it's like,
Oh yeah.
if you leave it parked, you're coming back to it dead. So you just pop the battery cable.
All that 250 was like that.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly how my 250.
I call it theft prevention.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, there are cable kill switches, so that you can wire that up so you don't have to take your
Yeah,
battery
it's an
on or
inline kill
off.
switch.
So basically, all you gotta do is throw the switch. You don't have to pop the hood. You don't
That
have
could
to
totally
unload
happen to my car tomorrow.
Yeah.
It could totally happen to my car tomorrow.
Looking it up now.
Okay, so let's move on to this. So we've kind of determined that.
Peanut gallery.
Oh, we got a peanut gallery? What are they saying?
No,
Okay,
no,
I got you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on to day 2 because we all kind of got the gist of everybody's going to be doing something different. It's going to be pretty damn chaotic. But some people will be sitting there like mushrooms, just waiting for the darkness or whatever, enjoying the darkness.
Yeah, I believe chaos is definitely the main thing for day 1.
Right.
Overall, it's going to be chaos.
Right, but I think it's chaos, but there's still a your neighbor's not your enemy yet.
Yeah, there's going to be chaos with isolated pockets of normality.
I think that's a fair way to put it. Okay, so we're going to move to day 2. So at this point, more people realize that this is just not a fluke. Okay, because your cell phones are off, your TVs are off, a lot of your cars are dead, even if they try the battery trick. But you start off relatively safe. So the question of the day is, in that amount of time, 24 hours, have you made it home? Or wherever you're going, have you made it there? Do you think you have?
I mean, I have.
Yeah, you have.
I've worked fairly close to home, thankfully.
If it's at the right time, I'm at home.
Right.
No, my luck, I'll be out of state and I'm screwed. Because of my job.
Okay, so that's a good point. You're out of state. Are you prepared to walk home if you had to? Can you do it?
Possibly. I mean, my job has me all over. For instance, Monday I'm going down to Tupelo. I'm not walking back from that. All last week and the week before they had me in Northern Maryland. Yes, I could walk, but it'll take me a couple of days.
Right.
So it all depends.
Do you carry a bag to keep yourself prepared to
I
take
have
that?
some stuff, but not as much as I should.
Every food for thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I mean, because for all intents and purposes, if you are in Tupelo or wherever, what are you going to try to go home? I guess is that because you just said you wouldn't, but even if it could take you a month to get back,
Oh, I'm definitely going to try.
you definitely going
There's
to.
no, I'm going to sit here and just wait for the world to end. No, I'm going out to a fight.
Right. The idea, I think, for me is to make sure my family's squared. I'm gonna have to murder everybody, unless I have to. In which case, killing here, killing there for the greater good. It's
Hey,
okay.
you got the only working vehicle in 10 square miles. I'm sorry, man.
Well, I mean, fortunately, you have some mechanical knowledge. So if you see
Yes.
that 67 or whatever sitting there beside the road with no keys, that's probably yours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bye-bye window, hello under the dashes and wires.
Yeah.
Right. Which is a good skill to have. I mean, you're not going to
Always
go.
break the rear passenger window,
Good call.
especially in the winter.
Yeah. Good call. Yeah. So,
So, say day 2 is most people, the realization of what's happened, and now trying to get home. And
okay, so you're saying that at this point is when they're trying.
yeah, I think most people, after sleeping on it in their car or wherever at their office, they're starting to see hordes of people like running for it. They're starting to really realize, okay, everybody on the highway is bugged out. Now I need to, I guess I can't wait so long. And eventually they're going to start, picking up and moving on as well. But I think the difference is going to be who has a plan and how far away the plan is. I mean, if your plan is to be in Fredericksburg and you're in Tupelo, you can't really plan for that. I mean,
I'm going
you
to
can
disagree
to some degree.
Right.
you
I'm
can,
going to kind of disagree with that because if you know that this is a plausible event that can happen at any second, and you are physically capable, and he's physically capable. If you are physically capable of having that backpack, I mean, I hiked a big bunch of the Appalachian Trail.
Sure.
And I did that with the stuff I was carrying, and it's not going into towns regularly. It's hard camping, but you could do that, especially it's one of those when you don't have a choice.
Right.
So that being the case, those people who are prepared can be prepared for even that long distance with a relatively small amount of equipment. I'd say you really don't have to carry any more than maybe 45 pounds. And that's a lot in the grand scheme of things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just having a bug out bag makes a huge difference. But what I meant to say that you're not really prepared for it is how many people are out there like
Going to kill you?
having the kind of shoes and socks you need to walk a couple thousand miles, having those supplies, because you're going to need to eat along the way. You have to hunt, so you have to, you're going to need not just your ordinary kind of supplies like you would on a walk on the trail.
Right.
But it's certainly doable for a young, healthy guy.
Right.
For a lot of people, it's all about exactly where this happens and how they try to enact their plan,
Right.
which for most people means trying to get home.
I think the worst case scenario for me would be to be trapped in a metropolitan area, like
Right.
a real metropolitan area. Like,
Right.
you're not gonna catch me hanging out in DC unless I 110% have to. You know, back in the day, I was there all the time, but at this point, you're not gonna catch me there because to me, the camping, the hunting and the fishing, the hiking, just keeping yourself warm and or cool, hydrated. Hydrated's a big one. That's why I got the life straws because now you can stick that in mud puddle and drink.
Right.
So, to have these things in a pack ready to go, that's one thing. I can take trails. I can stay to the side of the interstate and dodge people in rural areas because I think that's important to know. You need to dodge people because you don't know who to trust.
Right.
But if you're in a metropolitan area, you really got to duck and weave, and there's no camping. You're not going to go to sleep in that type of situation.
Not likely.
Probably the biggest problem in the metropolitan area with a lot of people is that you can't blend in if you're carrying a backpack. I mean, at a time like that when everybody else is starting to panic and freak out and they don't know what to do, and here you are walking along looking pretty good, everything's healthy.
You're calm.
You're calm, and you've got your backpack on. You're going to stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
That'd be equivalent of.
Well, yes and no, because every time I go into town, like big cities like DC, New York, and stuff like that, there's always people with backpacks.
True.
Yeah, because of the homeless.
No, not necessarily.
I was going to say,
I'm thinking
It might be that time to look like you're
I'm
homeless.
thinking mostly hipsters and those annoying people.
You're right.
They always have a backpack and their headphones and all that crap. They're always loaded to the teeth with all of their stuff. So you necessarily won't.
That's true.
So
be out of place.
the lesson there is quickly make yourself look homeless. Get some shopping
Well,
carts, make yourself stink, put on 10 layers of really crazy clothes.
Find the nearest
Yeah.
mud
If that's what I
hole,
had
roll
to
around
do,
in it.
on it.
it brings up the whole new question of like, so the homeless might be okay for a few days.
They would be.
They're already
They absolutely would be. I think that's a particular skill that people who are homeless are just gonna be like, so the power's out. What's your problem?
Yeah, but to a point, because many of them rely on other people to provide for them.
Right.
So, after a few days, they're going to be like, how
No, once they've scavenged every dumpster there is.
You guys have more faith in humanity than I ever do because I say within the first 5 hours, people are beating each other up.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Well,
disagree with that.
there's going to be some.
There's going to be pockets of that too.
Yeah, you're going to see that in the
There's
first.
going to be
You don't
pockets of
know who-
anything imaginable.
You don't know
It's-
who you trust within the first 5 hours. You're like,
Yeah.
You know how many people in DC are just going to be stuck in an elevator? And they're going to be like,
Hey, John, can you
they
grab
have
that
no idea why the elevator's stuck. They don't realize it's a city nationwide thing.
Pepsi?
They think their elevator's broken. And they're just
Yeah.
going to sit in the elevator.
Oh, God.
man. That's awful.
I guess that's a whole new incentive to take the stairs.
Yeah, right.
Which is something I actually try to do.
Yeah, I try
Every time
not
I'm
to, man.
Well, mostly because I need the exercise. This is my work. I don't get any exercise. I sit in a bucket all day and just move levers.
Right.
So I always request a room on the top floor of the hotel, and I take the stairs every time.
Yeah. I'm just banking on the fact that working where I work, they have backup generators. So I just need to get out of that elevator. I'm pretty sure they're going to power my elevator for me, at least for a minute to empty them. Security would go around and check. No. Let me out of here!
You really want to trust our security? Just saying.
Yeah, you don't want to trust someone who's getting paid minimum wage, who hates their job and hates everyone around them.
Talking about me. All right, I do a little bit better.
So you have people who have come to the realization it's day 2 to trying to enact. Some people are trying to enact their plan
Right.
and trying to get home wherever home is, or trying to go to their meeting place if they're smart enough to have a meeting place.
Right.
That can be for, I would say, 1/3 of the population.
It's not happening.
Yeah, that would just be very unlikely to happen. Even if you get home, everybody who's already been there, they don't know what's happened to you. It's been a week. They might move on to the next phase.
Hopefully I leave a note.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have a question. How
Shoot.
many people die within the first 2-3 days?
Within the first two, a lot.
Hold on. Just because they don't have their medication.
They're on medications, they're on a particular type of life support, that maybe a pacemaker has been affected
Defibrillators.
by the EMP themselves.
Mhm.
You know, they need dialysis.
Yeah.
They're dying a lot or they're dead. And that's a lot. Because we care for a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it. Everybody in ICU, well, not everybody, but a lot of them in ICU are dead.
Yep.
It's just, because it's like we talked about that one day. There'll be somebody standing there bagging them first, but eventually you have to make that decision.
Yeah, but like the first 5 minutes, you might get people 10 minutes, and then there isn't enough people to bag everybody.
We don't have
And then-
nurses in the hospital as it is.
And then-
Everybody that's there now.
Right.
Power.
And then as one at a time, as the 98-year-old, they're like, well, it's kind of his time to go anyway. They might move to somebody who had more of a chance,
Sure.
and then within a very short period of time, they're like, I just can't do this anymore. And if people start moving on quickly.
Yeah.
Um,
And more, but you'd still see them going down to the morgue in that short amount of time. They're still gonna take, again, as long as the hospital has a morgue, they're still gonna take them
Most
down.
of the works I've seen are very small. They really don't have a lot of capacity. And there's usually just one thin sheet of aluminum that separates the morgue from the back of the refrigerator where the ice cream is kept.
I don't wanna talk about that anymore. We are not,
Just saying.
that is not a discussion to be had at this
That,
table.
that explains that awful taste.
That strange case. So yeah, there's a lot of people who are gonna die. There are people who die in accidents, I think,
Oh, yeah.
you
How
know.
many people think they're gonna off themselves on the same in the world?
Well, I don't think that many people will off themselves in that first 2 or even 3 days.
I don't know.
Because you
Come
still
in
think,
Hey, you guys have way more faith than you
Come the end of the week,
know.
oh yeah, there's definitely gonna be people that say, screw this, I'm done, I'm out.
Mhm.
For
Well,
sure.
I'd like to think it'd take a little more time than that because, you know, they're still thinking maybe it's a localized event and everybody's coming to help.
Unless they're all already depressed and then they can't. take
Then it's
the
just an
meds.
excuse.
It's just-
But they don't have their meds.
But come a weekend, news is gonna start floating from town to town. People are gonna start understanding the scale and the magnitude of exactly what's going
I
on.
really think,
It's gonna slowly start trickling in.
yeah, I really think that would happen as soon as somebody, if I'm up there in Arlington or even in Fredericksburg and I'm 20, 30 miles away from home, then by the time I've made it home, and that's probably within the first, it's an 8-hour walk, as long as I'm just walking. But so long as if everything I've seen on my way there, I know what's happened. You know what I mean? Because I could see, okay, yeah, I lost the city of Fredericksburg. Okay, now I come back out, oh, the mall is out. Oh, okay, so this place is out.
This happened just the other day.
Not with all these cars.
We all wanted Wendy's, and Wendy's, we didn't have any power. And then we went into Sonic, and Sonic didn't have any power. And then it was
Anyway,
If you're welcome, Wendy's.
hey, Chris. You're number one, man. So I think that they're probably gonna know pretty quick if they're out and about. If they're shut in, however. I think that, yeah, you can be sitting there and you just think, oh, damn, they still haven't fixed this. Yeah, and depending, I do think, me, if I was creepy terrorist ass, or whoever, I would try to do this at rush hour. I would try to make sure the kids were in school. I would try to make sure that people were stuck. I would want to separate because I want to commit. I want to create as much of a fiasco. I want to make as much anxiety as I possibly can to go along with everything else. But if it happened in the middle of the night, and
We'd all just sleep right
80%, yeah, not him, 80% of your workforce people are at home, and it's only 20% that have the idea that something went bad. You know what I mean?
that's fair.
Right, so that kind of leads to a different, because honestly, I could sit out at my house, assume that my phone didn't charge because the power went out just as soon as I fell asleep.
Right.
Right. So my phone's dead because even if I went out to start my car and it didn't start, I might think, damn it, I'm batting 1,000 today.
You wouldn't think that.
Well, because of you. But I mean, if you weren't there, let's say that you're out of town or something, and
One thing you will notice, because you don't notice it now, is the
power
power
lines,
You'll look, you in back here, like, man, it's fucking quiet.
I'd be like,
You wouldn't
There's no
necessarily
buzz.
think it, but it'll be there. It'll click.
yeah, I'd be like, where's my buzz? Which is kind of funny to say. Where's my buzz? What? But
Power's out, EMP, maybe I need to go find the buzz.
oh, ooh. So okay, so at this point, you're either enacting your plan, or you're doing it on the fly.
Yeah, I would say,
That's most people.
I think that's the vast majority of people is doing it on the fly. Because
Yes.
even, like, when I asked around everybody I could, they all said they had a plan. But then when you say something like, but you're here and they're there and your kids are there, so how are you going to make this happen?
Right.
Oh, their
It's like they
plan,
have a plan if they're at home, if everybody's at home.
they have a plan if this happens Sunday morning at 7:00 and the tanks are full.
Right.
And, kind of thing. But they never really thought of it. I think, you get wisdom from strange places. Mike Tyson once said, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
Right?
So,
Yeah.
Actually, I have a plan even after I get punched in the
You
mouth, and
can't
it just
plan
gets
for
brutal.
every possible scenario.
right. That's
Something will be there that you did not plan for because you didn't think about it.
So
That's true.
everyone's general plan is to go home, kind of thing.
How you getting there?
But after a week or so, a certain amount of time, how long do you wait for everyone? And then what if home is not where the end game is? What if you all feel like you need to leave? And one of the big questions I think is will play into this is who is us and who is they? And I for some reason this keeps getting stuck in my mind because most of us, I think, are good, decent people that would not leave other people like screwed. So
You mean most of us at this table. You don't mean most of humanity.
Most of us at this table. Because, like, if we are bugging out because we think something really bad is happening, and the young wife next door is there with her babies waiting for her husband, and you're like, ma'am, there is a horde of people coming this way. You do not want to stay here.
Right. I would be like, let's leave him a note. You've got to come with me.
Right. You would do your best to say, come on, you're coming with us.
Right.
And the thing is that that gets really hard because some people, they're not going to listen. They're just going to be an anchor, and you're going to have to say, you know what?
I can't wait.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I can only help with so much.
But I think the way you can do that is handle that, and you're right, because no matter how you handle it, there are people who are going to be anchors.
Yeah.
But if you sat down and were capable of going, okay, so you notice this doesn't work, that doesn't work, this doesn't work. You see what's going on outside, whether it's a whole lot or nothing. Both can be very terrifying. This is where I'm going. Got no problem leaving your loved one a note. Please let me take you and that child to safety, because I can do it. You have the opportunity there where if they say, look, go on, do you think you have done your due diligence? At that point, I think. And I mean, I'm good with it. I'm not going to sit there and punch her in the face and beat her down. Now you're coming with me. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say, okay. Well, I tell you what, if you have the opportunity to make it to this place, you're going to find some help.
Right.
Right. But other than that, you got to walk.
Yeah, you got to keep going. You got to make those hard decisions. And I think that you start getting towards day 3, and that's when you're starting to make some of those decisions.
So now we'll go to day 3. So the sewage treatment plants, their backup generators are dying, which means the sewage is piling up. That's if they had backup generators at their little, push stations, pump stations. It could have started backing up already in certain places. So city water is not safe to drink. We all know that you only got 3 days. That's if the city water was still flowing to begin with. But they had generators, so it probably was. But
one of my best friends growing up, I asked him about this and a long time ago, and he said the majority of that system works off of gravity.
yes,
So a great bit of it works off of gravity, but what ends up happening is it just flows out into the local river. And in this case, it's Cincinnati, and the Ohio River, eventually Mississippi, would have so much tons of sewage that would just be being pumped into it.
Right. There are, the bulk of it does have that where it works off gravity, but it's going to nastify those rivers.
Yeah.
But there are a number of places here, up in DC, especially out in California, where it's pumps.
Right.
Because, they're pushing stuff uphill. That's coming back.
Yeah,
and it may empty into your park. It may empty into your water. It may empty into your street. It may empty into your bathtub.
Right. Sewage system will start flowing the opposite direction for a lot of people. And not only that, but even if you could figure half the population moving away from the cities and they all have to go somewhere, there isn't the infrastructure to go. Think of 150 million people all needing to go a few times a day.
I don't want to. I don't want to think about that.
So what you're saying is that this is the time when everybody starts killing themselves.
I'm saying
Actually, I think you're right.
Those
There are a
people,
lot.
Yeah.
those people who live in the suburbs and think that they're going to hunker in are going to figure out that they're not hunkering in pretty soon.
Right.
Because they're literally going to be living in a cesspool. Even if you could keep people outside your house,
Right.
It's going to be a cesspool.
There has to be some way to cut all that off at your house. You have to be able to
Why would anybody want
jam your drains. Huh?
I said, at this point, nobody's going to even want to go to the house because, they're all going to be gross. So,
Well, I mean, maybe you live up on the hill and you're really lucky.
You're gonna say maybe the best option is like mountains.
yeah.
So long as you're not on the lower part of the mountain, you need to be way up
Oh,
there.
yeah.
You need to be the one that's way up there.
So once
I'm
you
not gonna
get
go to the mountains and be down low.
once you get outside the suburbs, though, everyone runs off a septic system.
Right.
And so those people will still, as long as they've got gravity.
Well,
that
as long as you're not using a pump station on your
theirs would just naturally gravity fed flow to the backyard.
right. But even with a pump
Under.
station, most of those tanks are still pretty good. So you've got a while before that pump station generally kicks in. So
The poop wouldn't be generated on pump. It's the water.
Water.
So the
Yep.
water tower that's generated, and that's where your gravity starts. And so as long as you can find water to put in the back of the toilet,
right.
it'll flush in those
Yep.
places. But right now your chief use of water is much other stuff, and
Right. So okay. So we know the city water's no good. People are probably bumping themselves off left and right. The suburban houses are busy, watching the shit flow up in the bathtub. Oh. I don't want to be here anymore.
yeah, I can't even imagine that.
Right. So your safety is absolutely in question at this point, no matter where you are, even if you're out in the boonies, because there are people who at this point have already gone looking,
Yeah.
so to speak. And we can. It says that the looting has more than likely began, but I think that began on day one.
Sure.
Yep.
But now it's organized looting.
Right.
Now gangs are organized, and they're literally going, by this point, door to door, kicking in, taking what they want because they realize there is no police, there is no anything.
Well, there's also normal people that I'm thinking are going to start doing it too,
Sure.
because
Well,
you
it's
know,
people
they're
who are doing it
thinking-
on the fly. They don't have anything.
They're thinking that they need certain things and that they have to go get them, and the only way
Well,
to get them is to go take them now.
That was kind of my point about the very first day within 5 hours, because let's say you have 10 cars, they all break down at the same time on the highway. You have 2 people in each car. 1 car is running. Are you telling me that somebody's not going to take that car?
Sure.
Forcibly. That's the breakdown
If they
of society
can.
starting right there.
If they
Right there.
can take it.
Then 2 more people that are in another car are going to be like, oh, we can't have this. And they're going to try and stop the first 2 people. And the next thing you know, occupants of the 10 cars are fighting right there on the highway. That's what I mean. That they're going to break down quick. People are going to go at it fast. Your car runs, mine doesn't, I'm taking yours.
I can see that.
Yeah. It's first it'd be limited, but it would grow quickly. And by day 3, it would be pretty much everywhere.
By day 3, you got bodies in the streets.
Right. By day 3, it's the norm.
I mean, as much as we want to have faith in humanity, all you got to do is watch the news. People are very
And that brings up another thing that I was thinking about is that because you know how those vultures are. So what is the news doing at this point?
Well, they're out of power. Their news is not doing anything.
Yeah, but did you know that there's some asshole trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and even if they're writing down in a little pad of paper, and they're trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, I mean, to me,
Because they're assuming that the power's coming back on too, and they will be the first one to break the story.
Right. Get a Pulitzer for sure.
Yeah.
to me, I don't care. I'm not, the news. Well, I hardly ever watch it anyway. But to me, it's one of those where, okay, you're a journalist. I don't have time for you. I just don't. I mean,
So you wouldn't help the journalist with the two little kids next door?
no, not the journalist. Suddenly, I'm just like, you know what? Die, journalist, and your little kids too. What? Really? Really? You and your little kids too.
Taking the children.
So, but yeah, those people without a plan. So you get the bad guys looting already. Those people without a plan, they've already probably started looting too.
Yeah.
You know. So your safety is in question. Can you protect yourself? Do you honestly believe? Not you. We can't ask him. He's like, yeah, kill everybody in my site. Great, you killed me too. Check your damn targets. Can you protect yourself? Can you?
I mean, that's
How do you feel? Do you feel like? I mean, and that's a general public question. I'm not just,
I'll be honest, for me, I don't know that I'd be able to protect myself as well as I'd be able to protect you or somebody that I care about near me. I would easily probably kill somebody for my kids
Sure.
before I'd kill them for me.
Well, I'm hopeful that you would be in a defensive posture anyway.
you got to think
Yeah.
long term because even if your kids aren't right there or your friends aren't right there, you have to survive as long as you can for them down the road. So, yes.
Oh, I know. You know what? I bet you I could, but there would be that hesitation. I don't know if I could take a life that easily. But, if it came to somebody I cared about and I wanted to protect them, yeah. It'd be like, I would take a bullet for somebody kind of thing. I would take a bullet for somebody, but I don't know if I could kill somebody else. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
No, that's not hard to explain. I understand.
Everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. You never really know.
Right, yeah.
You never
exactly.
really know what you're capable of until you really have to.
I feel like I could, but I'm not quite sure.
I think by day 3, the people who have a solid plan and are lucky enough to be in the right place to use it, they're on it. They got the luck of the draw. They're on whatever it is their plan. They're enacting their plan. The other 95% of us are trying to get there. 10%,
Or death.
5 to 10% are already gone. Is my guess.
I think that's pretty fair. But what about you? Are you able to keep yourself safe and your family safe with whatever plan you have? Flying by the seat of your pants, or you have a solid plan?
Yeah, I think that we have a pretty good plan.
Okay, so you have a plan.
I think that the thing is with any plan though is that for how long?
Well-
How long are you going to be able to protect yourself?
Well, apparently the government thinks it's anywhere from 14 days to 6 months. It could be anywhere from 14 days, 6 months to 10 years, to be honest. But I mean,
Well, yeah.
things will evolve.
Right. That's the thing.
So-
I mean, yes, I could protect my family, my home, and
Effectively.
we have food to eat. We have things like that. We're all prepared to a point. But I mean, for how long? 2 weeks, sure. For certain.
6 months you're moving on, aren't you?
6 months, you're going to have to move on. And you've got to. That's when you really Before that, you really got to start picking and choosing what's the most important thing to have with you.
Right.
So. Yeah.
I have a great plan. Knock on the next door neighbor's door.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have at least 2 neighbors nearby that, we've had casual discussions and about things like this before, and it's an easy coming together of resources.
Yeah, I figured 2 weeks in, that's when I see you again. Like, who's coming up my drug? Oh,
This guy.
take him out. Don't shoot him. Don't shoot him.
I think you can really only plan for like 2 weeks to 6 months, and then after that, basically it's nomadic thing. You're gonna either uproot yourself and go somewhere where you can be more prepared, like land like you have,
Right.
or you're gonna settle in and make sure that you're
It's
well
protected.
protected.
Right.
Well, tribes will start forming. I mean,
Right.
it has to.
Yeah.
No one group of people is going to be able to survive by themselves for long. So you'll end up at some point coming together, which is a good thing, but then that can also be where you start running into other trouble too, because I try to figure your tribe, and then you start having the little skirmishes all the time. It's going to happen.
Just like in Break Channel 13 podcast,
Yeah.
you're also going to have the militant group of people that want to go around and absorb all the power that they can,
Right.
Right.
take everything that they can.
And a lot of, those people are probably either, those people are probably already a criminal faction as it is. I mean, honestly, I dare say, and I could be off, but it's been my experience that most people who are actually in the military who would come out with a honorable discharge, let's put it that way, who would come out with an honorable discharge, they are not going to, they might join a militia type group to be helpful. They are not going to join a militia type group to be hurtful.
Malicious.
Right.
Malicious, right.
Yeah.
But those people who came out of the prisons and those people who got those dishonorable discharges,
Right.
those are the people that I think you really need to be like looking at sideways, because they're going to make some pretty nasty groups. So, there's that. I mean, we all know I got a plan, but it's sustainable, meaning my first thought, I'm not really what you call prepper, short of my trip home. You know what I mean? I'm more of a homesteader.
Yeah.
Where it's, there's a continual supply that I can maintain, do maintain. Fortunately, I've got some other mad skills. So, can I protect myself? Yes. Can I protect my family? Absolutely. I got no problem doing that. Is there a plan that I've laid in place to acquire my family if I need to? Yes. The one person out of my family that may be far enough away, I just gotta wait on him. He's showing up. Am I concerned about him being able to take care of himself? Absolutely not. I just don't have that concern.
So you never know, if it's the middle of summer or if it's the middle of winter or if it's this season, that season, what's going on. Now that's going to play a big part into everyone's plans and how things go. So it's good to have a general plan. It's good to be flexible. And then it's good to say, hey, this is our end goal, is to meet here, create a homestead, that sort of thing.
Right.
But even then, to say, okay, should the zombie apocalypse happen and the horde's coming at us, where do we go from here?
All right.
And keep
I may have a
updating.
problem if it's zombies.
But you know what I mean? You have to keep working on that plan. You have to keep
Separate the
updating.
head from the body.
You keep the heads and hang them around. So you
Separate
got-
the head from the body. Separate.
I'm telling you, I would be like, look, we're gonna drill a little hole. Don't mess up the brain. Drill a little hole. Put a little hook on the head. Hang it from the trees to warn everybody. All the other zombies,
People
when
come
they,
walking up.
yeah, just the head. Like, I love the brain. So just put that little. Don't mess up the brain. Put it in like one of those things that holds a hanging pot.
Right.
Can't pull the head up there. This is what she does to zombies. Imagine what she'll do to you. Mm-hmm.
That's so funny. We have 4 viewers now, but we had 3 viewers for the longest time, and I knew who all 3 were.
Funny.
We have 13 years at one point.
Yeah.
We have 13 at one point.
15 at one point. I actually saw it flash 15 at one point.
Huh? So anyway, I guess what we need to realize here, though, is you're right. You can't be planning for every single thing, but you can have a basic plan.
You have a basic plan, but you better be flexible in that plan.
You got to be a Gumby.
Yeah.
And I think even somebody like you who is traveling long distances, so long as you maintain a level of fitness. If you cannot maintain a level of fitness, though, to be quite honest with you, you better have somebody to help you. No matter what.
Zombieland. First rule, cardio.
Right. So, I mean, I think that that's a good place at this point. Now, understanding what we've already taught, what I brought in with us at the very beginning, to say that, hey, even the Air Force put out a recent report stating, well, we can't stop it. If it happens, we cannot stop it. There are just too many ways that they can get a bomb up there with being undetected until it goes boom. So, I mean, they could use a balloon. Really. They could just, up goes the balloon. They could be in that freighter right offshore.
Stop giving people ideas, hey?
I don't have to,
I
because
mean,
it's
hell, the
already
Japanese
online.
even tried that during World War II.
Right.
They firebombed the West Coast with balloons.
Right. Now, imagine using the same tactic now, but on a way bigger scale because of the capabilities that we have now. They have now. And we all know that China, Russia, North Korea, they're all kind of angry with us right now because we want what's ours, which is our money. But
I just hope that if like another country creates this scenario, as opposed to coronal mass ejection, that we have just enough wherewithal to realize you need to make sure everybody else in the world is in the same boat.
well,
Because then we are just free pickings for the Russians, the Chinese, the Canadians, one direction, the Mexicans another direction.
I agree with you, but that's a catch-22 because. Are you saying that we should deploy our own EMP at that point to make sure their power's out, or are we going to nuke them?
I think we use our own EMPs to certain countries who wish to do us harm. I mean, I don't think we need to worry about Iceland invading.
No.
But I think the Russians, the Chinese, and a few other countries.
But the thing is we don't know. We won't know who did it.
True.
So that being the case, the Russians might be the ones that come here to save our asses. I don't know if we like that. Wait, look at his face. What? But the truth is,
That's okay. We're good.
I mean,
I don't want that kind of debt with them.
it could be that they blow it up, and then suddenly we're here to save you.
We'll let them have Southern California for a while.
Absolutely, they did have it.
They
But
can have it for a while.
or it could be that China does it, but then comes to save us under the guise that they need our money, so they got to fix us.
Right.
No matter who comes to save you, though, now you've got a different set of rules, don't you? Because now you owe somebody something.
Yeah, I mean, it could be anywhere from Pakistan to Iran to a bunch of different countries. But I think if we could figure out who is,
I don't think we will.
But we still have allies too, though. I mean, like,
that's
we're
true.
not completely
Yeah.
separated from the world.
We have allies, but they are not big and bad enough to come and take care of this nation. That's why we're there.
Mm-hmm.
We are big and bad enough to go take care of them.
Right, I understand that.
But they're
So
just,
if we're not sure who it is, what's the most logical choice?
Nuke them all.
no.
If everybody has superpowers, nobody is super. If everybody's out of electricity,
Did you just
nobody's got
quote
power.
syndrome?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's true though.
So
If
you're
everybody
saying,
has
so you're
superpowers,
saying, hey,
nobody's
they
super.
EMP us, we EMP the world.
Just take out the electricity everywhere.
Actually, I'm gonna do a movie plug.
So
And
Sam's-
it's not a great movie, but the G.I. Joe, like the movie.
You're right. It's not a great movie.
Was not the first one, the second one.
It still stands.
But did you see the whole of the nations came together and they blew all the nukes into the air?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then because they all blew all the nukes in the air. They ended up aborting all of them, and so the only nation that had anything, well, it wasn't even a nation, it was Cobra. But I mean, they're the only ones that had weapons left. So the premise of that movie, even though it's kind of a shitty movie, it's still kind of cool. It's like, like you said, take away everybody's power, you know, then there is no
Right.
power.
Well, Israel calls that the Samson, Samson mission or Samson.
Hold up. Are you trying to tell me that Israel already has a plan for taking out everybody's power?
Yes.
Well,
Israel has a plan. Well, it's more than that. It's more raining brimstone and fire and everybody. If you nuke Israel, the very first thing that they do is they lob nukes everywhere. It's the Samson option. That's what we're talking about. The Samson option is basically where they say, well, if the world's going to nuke us, then we're going to nuke the world.
That's cool.
So if you drop, well, it got it from Samson, who brought down
the whole thing.
all around himself, and that's the same concept they have. So if an EMP were to go off there, what do you think Israel is probably going to end up doing? If a nuke went off, what do you think Israel?
Well, if the nuke went off,
force to force, and they're going to go basically that the way he was talking, which was, oh, you want to EMP us now? We have no power. Let's go ahead and fix that. We're going to make the rest of the world even playing.
well, and you know what? I do understand that. And I don't think that I have a big problem with finding out, oh, we were blatantly EMP'd. The government knew we were blatantly EMP'd, so we EMP'd everybody.
Just to be safe, even the playing field.
But I'm down with that, so long as we're not nuking anybody, because when we nuke people, as in throw the bombs up on them, we are destroying the world.
EMP.
But, the EMP, yeah. I mean, not to me. I mean, everybody used to say, oh, nuclear war, destroy the world, da 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 da, which is horrible, right? It's like, you kill me, I killed you. But now, because we have this option, we're so dependent on technology, so dependent on these grids, and nobody's grid's right. I think Switzerland, their grid's pretty good. But everybody's out of power. Well, now you really get to find out who survival of the fittest is.
Right? Or you help each other out.
Well, we might, but you think about it this way. Yeah, our battleships are still going to go.
Yeah, our ships are supposed to be EMP groups that theoretically, I think if they came back to the home ports, which is 5 or 6 major bases around the country,
Right.
you could start industry again there because
Right,
they could be a source of power at first to make enough generators to start moving
The
out.
power would change, though, the way they do it, because we wouldn't be able to use the same lines. We
Right.
wouldn't be able to,
Sure.
right, for many, many years.
It would be very limited. It was slow going, but it would.
Right,
You're talking well beyond 3 days, though.
right. So yeah, you've got it. So you've got to make it past those 3 days and have that all squared away. And I think that as long as you know there's a possibility and you're prepared for at least be prepared to get yourself home. If you got no other plan at all, the government's saying 14 days to 6 months. If you got the opportunity, 14 days, 6 months, do that. Make sure you're prepared, whether it's with dry goods, water, life straws, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But also, when you work outside of the home, you're going to leave the home, you got kids, you need to talk to those kids, save those kids. Hey, if the shit happens, you wait at this particular spot from me. I am coming for you.
I would have 3 different spots.
Right. And that's true. Don't give them one spot. If it looks bad here, go here. If it looks bad there, hide here.
Yeah.
Give them 3 spots to where hey, get here, I will find you. I will come for you. And be prepared to come for them. Make sure you can protect yourself. Make sure that you have what you need. I mean, and somebody who goes far, far away, you got to understand, you can't protect your family while you're 300 miles away. So they need to be taught, they need to know what to do to protect themselves and to be where you're going to be able to find them. I mean, if you have a family that's 200 miles, 300 miles, 1,000 miles away, you need to understand that that's not happening. 1,000 miles away, hopefully they got it squared and they've got their own plan. But
That's a rough choice.
right, especially if you think college kids.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. It's a rough choice when you get college kids
Right.
and things like that. Because it's like they might be really, really hard for them to get back to you, but they might have only a 1 hour journey to get to a friend's house
Right, that's the
that
thing.
lives that way instead, that's a pretty decent spot.
Yeah, but you will have no way of knowing, and you're just gonna have to wrap your head around that. No way of knowing if that kid made it, because really, you got college kids. You're probably not in the condition to go to get them.
Right.
They probably are better conditioned to come to you.
Right.
Just saying. But I think knowing the amount that would go on, just like that. What do you guys think? Are you screwed without a plan? Are you okay? Can most people still make it without a plan, or is it just basically over?
Most no, some yeah. You don't necessarily have to have a plan. It's something that as long as you can adapt and overcome, then feasibly you'll be all right.
If you're a loner.
Well, if your family can adapt and overcome, then feasibly you'll be all right. It's always obviously better to have a plan. Just assume that plan is going to go to shit. And you can't expect every single plan to go flawlessly, so you have to have a plan for that plan. And for that one.
Yeah, contingency.
You have to be able to adapt and overcome, even in your plan. It's not going to, it never goes the way that you want it to go.
Best laid plans.
That might have been a great plan in the summertime, but now it's winter. Or that was a great plan if he was there, but he's not.
That was a great plan, but a plane crashed and took out half the house.
Right.
There's that.
I mean,
What about you?
Or if you're moving 400 miles away and everything gets to shit. I mean, you have no plan because your plan was for home, and now you don't have a plan for your new home.
But you think you'd still be swinging, you'd be good.
Yeah, I think not most people, but I think that if you, a lot of it's just about determination.
I think that's a good way.
Yeah.
Determination.
Are you determined
To
to
live.
get home? Are you determined to live? Are you determined to find your family? Are you determined to help rebuild?
We already know that
those
Corey's.
plans are.
We already know Corey's determined. He'll just slit his throat and take your car.
Darn right.
And we know you're squared because you have your own plans and you talk to your family.
Yeah, getting your family to listen to your plans. I mean,
Don't worry, I'm working on part of that for you.
like what I mean is, like you have a that's the strange little laughing cackle sound. You have a 19-year-old kid who has a girlfriend. Convincing him to muster up and be part of the plan.
Yeah, you know what? The 19-year-old with a girlfriend, when shit hits the fan, he's gonna feel like he has to go protect his mom. I mean, I hate to break it to you, but that's exactly. It's gonna be. I gotta find my mom.
I hope so.
I mean, that's who I was. That's who my kids would be. I gotta go protect my mom.
You hope so.
Yeah, that was normal.
Well, I don't know.
So you know what I mean, though, is that just what was a great plan a little while ago may not be such a great plan. You just have to have so many options. You have to plan for so many different things. You're never ready. You just keep doing your best.
Oh, I don't know. I feel pretty ready.
Well, I got a long ways to go.
I got stuff. I got seeds. I got stuff to keep going. Just keep going.
There.
See, the reason I say not like normal people, because like in your kid's case, if something were to go down, his first instinct might be to protect you, but then he's going to remember who the hell you are, and he's going to be like, oh, she'll be fine. I need to go take care of her.
Well, and that's fine. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I would expect him to take care of the child and take care of the things that need. Yeah, I mean, there is that. But whenever my boys were young, they're 19, 20 years old. I assure you, they'd have been all over. I mean, knowing that I could protect myself, they still came to be standing beside me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I am a little bit out of the ordinary, but
She admits it, yeah.
but at the same time, it's good because you have a plan. Knock, knock, knock.
I do.
Right. So
Feed my dogs, knock on the neighbor's door.
knock on the neighbor's door. So anyway, I hope somebody's picked up something of use here. If nothing else, disconnect that car battery. Try it. If it's not working, try it. So
Learn how to drive a clutch.
Yeah.
Can't give away all the secrets now. Come on.
we gave them an opportunity to disconnect the battery if they can find it.
If you drive a Prius, I'm sorry.
Right. Oh, and just before, I want to let you guys know, we are not going to be back in 2 weeks. We'll be back in 4 weeks because of the holiday. So we're going to take a minute off to enjoy our families. which is always fun.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. This has been the Doomsday Roundtable. Hope everybody's had a great, wonderful time. If you have any comments, you want to say anything, you can still do that. We'll come back. We'll answer things. Add to the conversation. We like ideas, thoughts, whatever you got. In the meantime, have a great day, and hey, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Peace.